Stephanie, wherefore art thou, Stephanie White? What is the newest story from Stephanie White's mouth that will leave you with your mouth dropping on the floor? Because you can't possibly imagine that this is what this woman would say in just such a short period of time. Now, I will confess, I'm not watching this blindly. I watched this 2 minute and 28-second press conference post practice for the Indiana Fever. Oh, they had practice. Practice. We talking about practice, not to get practice. Well, they finally practiced. Oh my God, they must feel nauseous after having practice. It's a novel thing to actually practice. Wow. But Stephanie White is at it again in 2 minutes and 28 seconds. She managed to continue the trend of stupid shit that comes out of her mouth. And I'm gonna let you hear it before we start, before we go in. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings, but I'm giving a lot of feelings here because this is just, oh my word. Never ceases to amaze. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment, let me know y'all thoughts on this content. Let's just jump right in on it. This is Stephanie White today, post practice interview. One might think that they'd have a few more questions for the coach of the team. I mean, they're 14-12 now. They have a home game tomorrow before a road game. I wonder if Caitlin will travel with them on their next road game. Probably will. Because, she needs to rest. So let's travel her and bring her on a plane again to sign autographs for everybody and focus more on the other team and the fans there than the actual health of the star player. But I'll let you hear this. Listen to this stuff. Listen to this shit.
DB's obviously coming back here for the first time. How have you seen her fit in with Phoenix and what's it like to be playing against her?
I think she's fit in perfectly with Phoenix. I mean, she does a really good job. Her and AT play so well together. And she does a really good job of adding a different dimension with her ability to be that stretch four, to complement, and her and Satou being able to play on the floor at the same time with AT. She's comfortable there. She's comfortable in that system. It's going to be different to game plan against her. Her and AT both, really, honestly. After having been on the sideline with them for a couple of years, it's going to be different to game plan against her. But I'm glad that she's happy, and I'm glad that she's found her spot.
Well, I'm very happy that you're happy that she's happy. I mean, her happiness is of utmost importance to your happiness, I presume, because if she wasn't happy, in Indiana, geez Louise. But your happiness is so integral for her happiness, and the praise that you just gave her. Both players. You coached them both last year in Connecticut. You had DeWanna Bonner this year in Indiana for 9 whole games, and she sabotaged you. Maybe you're part of the sabotage. I don't know anymore. Gotta wonder. But she clearly sabotaged the situation. She wasn't a team player. She had a problem coming off the bench, even though she has quotes where she says that she had no problem coming off the bench. But yes, she actually did, because the idea of playing behind someone like, I don't know, Lexi Hull probably offended her. She didn't like that thought. But the reality was she was playing like dog shit. So it made sense to start Lexi Hull and bring her off the bench. But as soon as that happened, DeWanna Bonner pretty much packed it in and said, I'm done. I have had enough of this crap. Get me the hell out of here. But yet Stephanie White in 37 seconds can praise the shit out of DeWanna Bonner, make all kinds of comments about DeWanna Bonner. My God, she doesn't talk this much about her own team. But on top of that, let's look at this. Let's look at it from this perspective as well. She also says it's going to be different and difficult trying to game plan against them. Are you crazy? Actually, you should have more knowledge about game planning against them than anybody else, because you've coached them for 2 years? You should know how to game plan against them. You should actually know how to cover them. You should know how to take them out of their most effective spots, because you did coach them for so long. You should be, you should be familiar with them. So actually, it should be pretty freaking easy to create a game plan to slow them down, because you know who the hell they are. Wouldn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? It makes sense to me. Does it make sense to y'all? All right, let me leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment in the comments here, because I want to know what y'all think. Doesn't it make sense that if you're familiar with somebody, you should know their tendencies? You should know which way they go. You should know what triggers them. maybe it's someone grabbing Alyssa Thomas by the back and like giving her a rabbit punch, quietly or without notice, and her reacting, or maybe it's saying something to her that will piss her off, because we already know right now that WNBA fans are not equipped to treat hostiles like hostiles. So when you have a player that leaves a team the way she did in the lowest form, she quit. Like 1,000 times over, DeWanna Bonner quit. When you're a fucking quitter, they should welcome her tomorrow with the loudest and nastiest of boos that the WNBA has another investigation for racism against this damn franchise's fans. Might as well go all the freaking way in. Go all in with it. Go all in. Let her have it because she earned that. DeWanna Bonner earned that crap. You already know that. I mean, I saw Ben's video, a tribute. I believe it could reasonably happen. They might actually say, "Welcome back, DeWanna Bonner. We missed you so much in the 9 whole games that you played in your shitty 7 points and your one lucky decent game that you had where you're banking a 3 and then you're laughing after you lost. Welcome back. No, fuck you, DeWanna Bonner. Stick it up her fucking ass. Bust her ass. Boo her ass off that damn floor. Make sure you let her hear every second of it. But this is the WNBA. Lord knows, if this was New York, Miami, a real city where they don't take that bullshit. They even in the WNBA, they would be booing the hell out of her ass. It wasn't like she left on good terms. She left the team in a situation where they were missing a player now. They couldn't even trade her. She was untradeable. And she caused that. An untradeable player. Because of her shit piss poor attitude. And the fact that she only wanted to go one place. Phoenix. I'll let you. But yeah, I would love to hear that. In Indiana Fever fans in Indiana, I beg you, let that woman have it. Give it to her. Give her it all. Let them be complaining about how mean they were. The mean girls, the mean fans are going to come after your ass, DeWanna Bonner. Because they like to eject people for being mean in the WNBA. God forbid your wig falls off. Holy Lord. The world is ending.
How was Chloe so effective on Sunday? Just to come in here and hit the ground running like that.
Yeah, her stretch floor, her ability to shoot the ball is important. And Chicago played us a lot of zone, a lot more than we've seen throughout the course of the year. And so it allowed her to get free, to get loose, to be able to knock down some shots. And it's nice to have a player like that. So if teams do give us a different look, we have the ability to throw 4 shooters around AB.
You had that ability. You had Damaris Dantas. She's a goddamn shooter. She's a damn shooter. That's what she does. She's not a post player. She's a 3-point shooter. She might be a little slower than Kid. She's a bit bigger than Kid. I'm not Bibby. I'm saying I call her Kid. Why? Chloe Bibby. She's a bit bigger than her, but who gives a shit? I'm not saying that you shouldn't have played Chloe Bibby, but the fact of the matter is you already had a player that could do that, and you've chosen to not use her anymore because she's been in a rut. And you had a zone defense that you could have attacked, and instead you didn't play her at all. So now you still didn't get your real backup center into the game to get some level of flow and maybe find her shot again. Who knows? Against a zone. Let's continue.
Kelsey's been averaging over 26 a game since the All-Star break. So, what have you seen from her before the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really been all year the way that she's been playing. She's been playing at a high level all year long. We are depending on her a little bit more from a scoring standpoint than we were with Caitlin on the floor. And we always depend on her, but now it's different. Her ability to get touches, her ability to get other players involved. And she's really stepped up to that. She's shooting the ball incredibly well. She's playing on balance in her attack. And we're leaning heavily on her, and she's stepping up to that challenge.
Chloe, how did it fit so well? You just come in here, and it just seemed to meld so well so quickly.
Oh.
Why do you think it?
That was the whole interview. My God. Did I miss something? I thought there was more to this interview. Hold on a second. I got to find it. Sorry about that, folks. The Indiana Fever did a good job of editing out their video because I saw a longer version of that before I watched this one from one of the reporters. And here is one from Scott Agnes. Credit to Scott Agnes on this video because at least he didn't cut out the stuff that the Fever franchise actually cut out from the video. But I'm going to play it now for you that he included, which somehow got chopped from the actual video that the Fever produced.
So the first thing Sophie said about the Chicago game was they don't feel like we played particularly well without the win. So how did it come together for you?
Yeah, I think we had runs when we needed to make runs. We got defensive stops when we needed to get them. I think we were just inconsistent. We weren't
Story of the fucking season. I think we were just inconsistent. Wonder why that is.
always locked into our coverage. They made some big runs. We lost some 3-point shooters, but it's tough to win on the road in this league. And so for us to go in and to
Chicago sucks. Stop it. They suck. That team is terrible. They were playing without 2 starters. Like, come on. You should have won by 30. Should have won by 30 again. They're playing without Reese and Ariel Atkins. Come on now.
To fight through some internal adversity throughout the course of the game, to be able to answer runs and to get a tough win on the road was important for us.
We're going to be this deep in the season and haven't played a team yet. What makes Phoenix such a challenging opponent?
Well, I mean, certainly their roster. I mean, they've got so many capable players. AT is always a tough matchup with her ability to play the point forward. Her IQ, their ability to get everybody touches, and obviously when you have 2 of the best 4 players in the league, and her and Satou, it makes it really, really tough from a matchup standpoint. And they're at their best when they're spreading the floor and they're knocking down shots. So we've got to do a really good job of taking care of the 3-point line and being disciplined in our coverages.
DB's obviously coming back.
All right, you notice. See, they started. See, here we go. See, I knew because I watched this. I didn't watch this. I watched another one, and I watched it, and I heard they chopped those first 2 questions. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it is that they chopped those first 2 questions from the Indiana Fever? What the Indiana Fever released? Convenient. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I'm not playing the rest of this shit now. Who cares? I got what I wanted because I know what I had heard. I knew what I had heard. Okay, boom, right here. I knew what I had heard. You know what she said? She just said that the Phoenix Mercury have 2 of the 4 best players in the WNBA. What? This woman just told. Oh my God, I'm laughing because it's like insane. She just said that they had 2 of the 4 best players in the WNBA, Alyssa Thomas and Satou Sabally. Who's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the league to you, Stephanie White? I'm going to only presume, because common sense is common, or should be at the very least, that she thinks that Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier would round out that top 4. She just said 2 of the 4 best players in the WNBA. Do you think that Satou Sabally is a top 4 player in the league? Alyssa Thomas is really good. She technically could be having an MVP caliber season, really, but we all know that Nafisa Collier is going to win the award this year, hands down, running away, probably as close to unanimously. And Alyssa Thomas could be second, she could be third, she could be fourth. I'm not sure what they'll have her as. And we obviously know that Caitlin Clark will probably not be in the conversation because she's going to have missed way too many games to even be in the discussion. But to sit here and tell me that Satou Sabally is a top 4 player in the WNBA, you've got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. She's not even a top 5 scorer in the WNBA. She's averaging less points a game than Paige Beckers. She's 9th in the league in scoring, and now she's all of a sudden become a top 4 player in the league. She shoots 39% and under 30 from 3, and you're going to tell us that she's a top 4 player in the league? Oh, my God. I do think that Alyssa Thomas is having an MVP caliber season. She's averaging almost 16, 9.5 assists, and 8 rebounds per game. She's having an MVP caliber season. Without a doubt. She's not going to win it, but she's having that type of season, right? But to sit here and say that they got 2 of the 4 best players in the league when you got the 3rd leading scorer in the damn league on your team? Kelsey Mitchell's 3rd in the WNBA in scoring right now. Let me read off the list. Nafisa Collier, 23.5. Asia Wilson, 21.6. Kelsey Mitchell, 20.2. And shooting 47% from the field and 38 from the three-point line. Kelsey Plum, 20.1. Sabrina Ionescu, 19.3. Alicia Gray, 18.7. Brianna Stewart, 18.3. Paige Beckers, 18.2. And would you believe it if I told you that every single one of those women shoot a higher percentage than Satou Sabally? And this woman called her a top 4 player in the WNBA. Ooh, I'm losing my breath. I can't even believe she said that shit. Stephanie White is the only one with the ability that in 2 minutes and 28 seconds could absolutely embarrass herself in an interview. First, the glaze job of DeWanna Bonner and her happiness for the happiness of DeWanna Bonner. And then the nonsense about how it's so hard to defend them, even though you should be prepared as their former coach in how to defend them. And now you sit here and say they got 2 of the top 4 players. Look, Phoenix is good. Phoenix is better than I expected them to be. I'll be real. They're better than I expected them to be. They're 16-9. They're a good team. They were good without DeWanna Bonner. But man, man. Satou Sabally, we all saw Satou Sabally unrivaled. She was absolutely atrocious. She exposed what she is. She's a shot chucker. She's a volume player. She has very little actual skill. Yeah, she might score the ball. She's shooting under 40% at 6'4". Think about this for a second. Angel Reese is shooting 44.8% now. Angel Reese, the one that people clown all day long. And it's fine. You clown her all you want. You can watch the bloopy, the jokes about the misled. Hey, man, there were more today. I've already seen them. They're still going to happen. They're going to continue. She's going to have her classic brick layup, brick rebound, brick layup. But Angel Reese is shooting damn near 45% from the field right now. For the season, despite shooting 30% the first 10 games. She's shooting almost 6 percentage points better than Satou Sabally. I'm serious. If she averaged as many shots per game as Satou Sabally, she'd be averaging 18 a game like Satou Sabally. She's taking 11 shots. Sabally's taking damn near 15. She's averaging 14 a game, and Satou's averaging 18 a game. This one just called this broad the 4th best for the top 4 players in the league. Yo, man, this is the coach. Woman's absolutely fucking brain dead. Every time that lady speaks, I'm laughing. I can't even believe this new shit came out of her mouth. But very, very convenient. Indiana Fever, remove that from the actual interview. Because if you saw what I played from the beginning of what they posted. Because I saw it on somebody else's, on one of the beat writers' videos. They chopped and started at the DeWanna Bonner comment. They excluded the first 2 questions about Chicago and then defending Phoenix. Slick. Very, very slick. They try to lie to you. They literally if it wasn't for these other reporters, we wouldn't even have this content to expose the lunacy that is this coach. They'd be better off just having some AI generated figure of her answer questions, because her response on DeWanna Bonner is DeWanna Bonner bailed on us. She quit. That's what her response should have been. She quit. She bailed. And then she made it impossible to trade her. I may have a lot of love for her because I coached her for a number of years, but what she did this year was fucked up. Fucked up. But she'll never say that because she wants to be accepted. She wants to be part of the crew. She doesn't want to be looked at as an outsider. And she knows that if she says some shit like that, they will look at her like an outsider. But that's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant. Her game, her way, women's basketball. Come on now.